Chapter 2: The Unlocking. 11:15 p.m. The text from David was a single, stark image. A photo of the new reinforced basement door slightly ajar, the combination lock hanging open, useless. A second text followed, done, and Mark, you need to see this. Bring the police, do not go in alone. My blood ran cold. The air in the sterile office seemed to thicken. Bring the police. David wasn't a dramatic guy. He was a numbers nerd who liked craft beer and retro video games. For him to say that. My eyes snapped to Sarah's cubicle. She was gone. Her purse was missing from the hook. Panic, sharp and electric, shot through me. She left early. Had she gotten suspicious? Had she gone home? I didn't call the police. Not yet. David's warning was a klaxon in my head, but a deeper, more primal part of me needed to see for myself. I needed to know what had turned my wife into this cold, violent stranger. I needed proof. I told my boss I had a family emergency and practically ran from the building. The cab ride home was a blur of streetlights and my own thundering heartbeat. I fumbled with my keys at the front door, my bandaged right hand clumsy. The house was silent, dark, too silent. Sarah, I called out, my voice echoing in the foyer. No answer. The door to the basement was just as David's picture had shown, swung slightly inward, a dark maw. The heavy combination lock lay on the floor beside it. A faint, sickly sweet smell, undercut by something metallic and chemical, drifted up the stairs. It was the smell from Sarah's skin, but 100 times stronger. The cake smell was gone, swallowed by this other, horrifying odor. David's warning screamed in my mind, do not go in alone. I reached for my phone. My finger hovered over 911. But what would I say? My wife is doing secret yoga and smells bad, they'd laugh. I needed to know what I was reporting. Gripping my phone like a weapon, I flicked on the flashlight and took the first step down. The wooden stairs creaked under my weight, the sound obscenely loud in the stillness. The smell intensified with each step, cloying sweetness, rot, ammonia, and beneath it all, the coppery tang of blood. My flashlight beam cut through the dusty gloom, illuminating the unfinished basement. It looked ordinary at first. A water heater, stacked boxes of my parents' old holiday decorations, a rusty workbench. But then the beam caught something else. A large, clear plastic sheet, the kind painters use, was draped over something bulky in the far corner. The sheet was stained with dark, Rorschach-like blotches. And there on the concrete floor in front of it was a small, fancy plate. On it sat a single, perfect slice of French mousse cake, a fork laid neatly beside it. Uneaten. Bile rose in my throat. The cake wasn't for her, it was an offering. A low, rhythmic sound reached my ears. A hum, almost a chant. It was coming from behind the plastic sheet. Sarah's voice, but stripped of all the cold disdain she used with me. It was soft, reverent, loving. SHHH, it's almost time, my sweet. The moon is almost right, just a little longer. I brought you your favorite. You need to keep your strength up. My legs turned to water. I leaned against the cold concrete wall, the phone flashlight trembling in my hand. This wasn't an affair. This was something else, something monstrous. I had to see, I had to know. Moving as silently as I could, I edged around the perimeter of the basement, keeping the beam of light off the plastic shroud. The humming continued, a lullaby for a nightmare. I reached the side of the draped form. With a shaking hand, I reached out and lifted a corner of the plastic sheet. The flashlight beam fell on a face. It was a man, pale, waxy, and utterly still. His eyes were closed, his features handsome in a bland, forgettable way. He was dressed in a neat, if slightly outdated suit. He looked like he was sleeping. But the absolute lack of chest movement, the grayish pallor of his skin, the faint, sweet smell of decay that now had a source, it screamed that he was not sleeping. This was a corpse, a meticulously cared for corpse. And sitting on a stool beside it, holding one of its limp, gray hands between her own, was Sarah. She was dressed in a simple white nightgown, her hair loose. She was stroking the dead man's hand, her face a mask of tender devotion, the look she'd never once given me. I know my love, she crooned. The new one is difficult, clumsy, nosy, but he serves his purpose. He gave us this house, a safe place for us. Just be patient a little while longer. When the lunar cycle is complete, when the veil is thinnest, we'll be together.